Well, good afternoon, everyone. I have a really intriguing discovery story for you today in the uranium space for CanAlaska. It's just 6 months old, and I'm really looking forward to telling you that today. So my name's Corey Bielik. I'm CEO for CanAlaska Uranium, and we have a portfolio built primarily on uranium, but when no one wanted to talk about it, we built an incredible nickel story as well. So we'll focus on uranium today because it is a brand new discovery. I have to make a few statements that are forward-looking. One of them is that we believed at the end of 2021 we were on the cusp of a major discovery. We had 3 projects return new mineralized zones: Waterbury South, West McArthur, and our new joint venture with Denison Mines at Moon Lake South. So we had a great year in 2021. In 2022, in July, we announced a brand new discovery at our West McArthur project. That's a joint venture with Cameco Corporation, right near the McArthur River mine. We're calling it the Pike Zone, and it returned 9 meters at 2.4% uranium on the very first drill hole in a 15-kilometer new trend that we were focusing on. An incredible result with grades ranging up to 25% uranium late last summer. We're a well-structured company. We have about 122 million shares outstanding, 170 million fully diluted. We've got $17.4 million in the bank following a successful raise through Red Cloud in November of 2022. So we are financed for this year's program where we're doubling the budget at West McArthur to $10 million based on those results. So we're ready for the upturn, and we want you as a shareholder to be ready for that upturn with us. We've got an incredibly strong board and technical team, 140 years of Athabasca Basin experience on this team. Notably, Nathan Bridge, joining me from Cameco, where we knew each other very well, has led this technical team in the last 12 months toward this discovery at Pike Zone. So just an incredible result for this crew. They've got a lot of experience making these discoveries, and we're on to a new one already. So we pride ourselves on being that hybrid explorer and project generator. We deploy our capital, our shareholders' capital, on the projects that respond to our exploration and have the best potential for that discovery. Others that are newly generated, we bring in partnerships to move those forward and de-risk them. So we pride ourselves on limiting the shareholder dilution, but maximizing the potential on discovery, and it really is discovery today. So the business case for uranium is very good. We know the gap in supply-demand. It's present. There's new builds around the planet happening, primarily in China and other jurisdictions. There's rumors we have to even quadruple the nuclear fleet to reach the goals of 2050, and that comes from the WNA last September. So that's just a phenomenal projection of what could be the case for uranium. A few years ago, we were talking about small modular reactors. This is military designs being deployed in the civilian market. 2 years ago, we were talking about it as fantasy, 20, 30 years out. But guess what? 6 years from today, there's going to be production from SMR technologies at the Darlington plant in Ontario, and also in Saskatoon, where I'm from. It's a 5-megawatt eVinci reactor by Westinghouse going into Saskatoon to provide 5 megawatts of clean electricity. So notably, Westinghouse, that's the purchase Cameco just made as part of that nuclear fuel cycle. So those are important developments, and it's going to mean we need more uranium. So what are we focused on this year? Well, it's advancing the Pike Zone at West McArthur. We have 2 drills turning on it right now, and we'll look to move that forward through the summer as well. We're going to be drilling our Key Extension project, the first ever drill holes 10 kilometers from the Key Lake mine and mill operation of Cameco's, where we have brilliant targets that look every bit like a next-gen's Arrow analog, and we're looking forward to getting our first drill holes in there starting in 10 days from now. So we got an incredible portfolio, over 300,000 hectares, principally focused in the Eastern Athabasca Basin around all that critical infrastructure, the mine and milling operations of Orano and Cameco. We've also built an incredible Thompson Nickel Belt portfolio when no one wanted to talk about uranium. We are the second largest landholder in the sulfide nickel belt in Thompson, Manitoba, next to Vale only. So we've got an incredible portfolio that is really built around uranium and nickel. Now in the uranium space, we've got target inventory that stretches from shallow targets right through to deep targets. Now the deep targets, Lake West McArthur, we can use that to our advantage because these come with large alteration halos. So the sandstone cover actually provides us an avenue to vector into these big deposits. An example of that is our 42 zone, where we've been drilling up to 8% uranium at the unconformity. And this is an extension of the nearby Fox Lake trend of Cameco's, where they've got 70 million pounds of 8% already identified. The alteration halo here, roughly to scale to Cigar Lake, is nearly 2 or 3 times that size. We can use this again to our advantage. Along the trend, we noticed this alteration continuing. We redid the geophysics last year because what we were seeing in drill holes historically did not match the geophysics. We repositioned the conductive target in the basement where these deposits form by 400 meters. We went out and drilled a first hole on this trend, And as I indicated, it resulted in a brand new discovery 6 kilometers away from our 42 zone area and about 10 kilometers away from Cameco's Fox Lake deposit. So here it is. It's 12 kilometers away from McArthur River. We drive here year-round. The McArthur River Haul Road is on the right-hand side that extends down to the Key Lake Mill. It's just an incredible opportunity with our partner to move an asset forward and get it into production at their facility. So West McArthur, it's a pike zone. This is what it looks like. Again, 9 meters at 2.4% uranium, up to 25% drilled already in several follow-up holes as we approach the ideal target at the unconformity. It is 100 meters below the unconformity. We normally look at the target on the left here at the unconformity as being the prime target for Cigar McArthur analog. We have not got a single drill hole into this target yet, but that is what we're drilling today. On the right-hand side is an image from Eagle Point, where I was chief geologist for 5 years. It's a 4-meter wide picture of one of the ore veins at Eagle Point. If we put back the 6 meters of the highest grade portion of this pike zone together in the core, it would be represented by that yellow line on the right. This gives you a scale from an economic deposit in the Athabasca Basin, Eagle Point, to what we're drilling at pike zone. This is very significant. This is wide, and this is very good grade. So the trick now is to follow up this trend. We know we've got the fault now shown in black here, extending from the nearby Fox Lake deposits through our 42 zone and now into the pike zone area. This is really an extension of a very prolific uranium mineralized corridor. The mineralization that we've intersected looks like the deep roots of McArthur River, Eagle Point that I'm very familiar with, or even the Millennium Zone, which is nearby. So this is exactly what we want to be seeing 100 meters below that ideal target at the unconformity that suggests we've got the presence of a major deposit just above us. Follow-up intersections on this as we approach that unconformity showed the zone got wider, up to 12.5 meters, at grades up to 25% uranium. This is essentially uranium steel in the box. It looks like steel, it's very dense, it's very hard to deposit this much uranium in any widths anywhere in the Athabasca Basin. So this is truly a special looking mineralized zone, and we're drilling it currently. We're targeting that orange on the plan view in the middle. We're targeting it with 2 drills. We currently have 1 drill just up dip at the unconformity on the pike zone, and the other drill is 150 meters on strike, testing that ideal target. If it hits, then we have extensions of mineralization exceeding 150 meters already in just the first few holes. So we're pretty excited about the results coming in 2023. And again, we're drilling that right now, and we should be to target actually today with both rigs. 10 kilometers away from the Key Lake Mill, which is taking all of McArthur River's ore, is our Key Extension project. We got access to this project a little over a year ago. It's grassroots, it has no drilling on it, but we know that the Key Lake Fault comes through this area and extends into the project boundaries. So we got access to it through a deal with a prospector. It never saw a round of drilling in the last cycle, about 15 years ago. And we did some geophysics, and we got blue anomalies. Now, these are gravity lows. These are at the scale of about 2 kilometers. This is exactly how NextGen targeted their Arrow deposit on the western side of the Athabasca Basin. They drilled these blue anomalies where they meet the conductors. This is the exact scenario we have 10 kilometers away from Key Lake Mill, and we're going to be out here drilling in 10 days' time on that central target. This looks right, it feels right, and it's all close to that infrastructure. So we own it 100%, and we're going to see what the drilling results return. Why is it such an opportunity for CanAlaska to be working in the area in the Eastern Athabasca Basin? Because when Cameco restarts the McArthur River mining operation, which they've done last month, it has 15 years of mine life left at their pre-shutdown production rates. This mill needs a source of feed in 15 years or it will be shut down. Cameco's Cigar Lake mine will be shut down in about 6 years. Imagine a world where there's no uranium production from the Eastern Athabasca Basin. Today, roughly 20% of global production offline. We need to find a deposit today, a tier 1 deposit that will feed this mill. And that's what we're setting out to do at Pike Zone. We've got a large project portfolio. It's open for joint ventures. We did a deal last year that's going to bring in $15 million to 3 of our newly generated projects over the course of the next few years. A lot of news flow for CanAlaska, a lot of investment coming out and de-risking through partnerships. We pride ourselves on that aspect of our portfolio. So we truly are a company that ticks all the boxes, and importantly, we're advancing new discoveries like our Pike Zone. 6 months old, we've got 2 rigs on it now. We've doubled the budget year over year with Cameco, our partner, and we're going to have a great set of news flow coming out of there in Q1. So I look forward to you following our results and staying tuned to this discovery. So we truly believe we're on the cusp of a major discovery, and Pike Zone may be it. So thank you for your attention, and I hope you enjoyed the story.